Imagine waking up a few years from now, looking back at the year 2026, and realizing that this was the exact moment the physical world began to blur into something entirely artificial. For a long time, virtual reality was treated like an expensive, clunky gimmick. It was something reserved for hardcore gamers willing to strap heavy plastic boxes to their faces and isolate themselves from reality. But behind the closed doors of Silicon Valley, a massive shift has been brewing. Meta has been pouring tens of billions of dollars into a singular, obsessive vision, and the culmination of that investment has finally arrived. This is the ultimate, unfiltered truth about Meta Quest 4. This isn't your standard tech review filled with dry specifications and corporate jargon. Today, we are breaking down the psychological trap of spatial computing, the terrifying reality of full-color pass-through that rewrites how you interact with your own home, the hidden neuroscience behind its upgraded tracking systems, and the unsettling truth about what Mark Zuckerberg is actually doing with the biometric data harvested from inside your eyes. If you think the world around you is solid and unchangeable, you need to listen very carefully to what is coming next, because your perception of reality is about to be shattered permanently. Let's dismantle the illusion of what a VR headset is supposed to be. When the earliest headsets launched, they promised an escape. They promised to take you away from your boring living room and place you on a virtual mountain peak or inside a futuristic spaceship. But isolation is a terrible product long-term. Humans don't want to be completely cut off from their surroundings for hours at a time. It triggers a deep, subconscious anxiety. Meta realized this critical flaw, which is why the Quest 4 completely abandons the old concept of virtual reality and fully embraces the world of hyperrealistic mixed reality. The moment you slide this device over your head, you don't find yourself trapped in a black void. Instead, you see your room instantly, but with an uncanny, crystal-clear clarity that feels almost completely native to the human eye. This is achieved through a completely redesigned, ultra-low latency dual-camera pass-through matrix combined with a dedicated depth sensor. On older hardware, looking at the world through pass-through cameras felt like looking through a muddy, distorted fish tank. The edges of objects warped, text on your smartphone screen was completely unreadable, and the slight delay between your physical movement and the video feed triggered instant motion sickness. The Quest 4 obliterates this lag. The video processing happens in a fraction of a millisecond, aligning perfectly with your brain's vestibular system. You can easily pick up a cup of coffee, type on a physical keyboard, or look at your actual watch without a single microsecond of disorientation. It tricks your brain into believing the headset isn't even there. And that is exactly where the psychological manipulation begins. Once your brain accepts the pass-through world as real, Meta begins to paint over it. Imagine sitting on your couch and instantly pinning 3 massive, 80-inch virtual monitors floating right above your coffee table. You don't need a physical desk, you don't need expensive monitors, and you don't need wires. You just pinch your fingers in mid-air, and digital windows materialize with absolute physical permanence. You can walk into the kitchen to grab a glass of water, look back across